Hello, and welcome to Dad Doesn't Have Time for This, the show review things quickly and compare them to everything else in existence. Today, I'm going to celebrate the greatest album of all time. That's right, I'm actually going to give you a number one. And this album is the Beatles' White Album. And I'm doing this in celebration of our 100th episode. So there you have it. That is the best album of all time. Now, let me explain why with a little bit of history. So, growing up, I listened to a lot of different music. And from my parents' music collection, the thing that always stood out to me was the Beatles. And no matter how much different music I've exposed myself to, the Beatles somehow magically always seem to sound contemporary as opposed to dated, like something like Elvis. I don't know what it is about their music, it just has this timeless aspect. And by timeless, I mean everything from Rubber Soul on. Their earlier stuff does feel very of an age, but their later stuff is so well executed and so well put together. And it's just been such a strong influence in my life musically. And growing up as a kid, my favorite song of all time was Rocky Raccoon. It was just this goofy, silly song about a cowboy trying to get revenge, and I loved it so much. It was great. And as I've grown up, I've come to realize How My Guitar Gently Weeps is actually the best song on the album, not Rocky Raccoon. But that's also because I'm older, jaded, and probably not as innocent and bright-eyed as I used to be. That comes with age. So, let's look at the Beatles' White Album and what makes it so great. We're just going to go through this track by track. So, first you have Back to the USSR, which is clearly a Beach Boys soundtrack knockoff pastiche, as Weird Al would put it. And as a pastiche to the Beach Boys, what's the most opposite thing you can do to the United States of America in the 60s? The USSR. Hence, Back to the USSR. It's just a banger of an opening track, and every time I listen to it, I think it is wonderful. And I really liked in the movie Yesterday, where he goes to Russia and is playing this concert, and they're like, "Back to the USSR, that's such a why why'd you do that?" And he just didn't really have an answer for it, because it was before his time, but he did it anyways. And then there's Dear Prudence, a song where I often substitute my wife's name for Prudence as I'm humming it to myself, even though my wife has an extra syllable or two in her name, but that's okay. I still love her, even if it makes for an awkward version of a song. Glass Onion, it's a weird song. And I didn't realize they were saying glass onion. Like, as a kid, I thought it was glass on young. I thought it was some sort of weird 60s thing. And then I got older, and also I was able to listen to the album on something other than a cassette, so I could actually see what was being played, and it's Glass Onion, like the Ryan Johnson movie. Oops, oh well, that's the story of my life. Hearing and remembering song lyrics were never my strong point. Then Obla Di Obla Da, one of the funnest songs on the album. It's kind of a little ska reggae type vibe going on. It's just a story of this guy who falls in love with a girl, and they have a family, and it's just a fun, happy-go-lucky song. Honey Pie's kind of like a honey pie, you're making me crazy. The song is so weird. It's got like a twangy saloon sound to it. Great song. And then Bungalow Bill, another weird, bouncy song like Obla Di Obla Da, that just makes you want to sing along to this weird song about a guy going out and hunting a tiger. It's just a fun, goofy song. And then, like I said, How My Guitar Gently Weeps. I think it's Eric Clapton or Peter Frampton. No, Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton, final answer. Too lazy to look it up. On the guitar, wonderful song. I think George Harrison may have been responsible for writing this one. Don't quote me on that. Such a lovely song. And it's just so well done. The solo, the loneliness feel throughout the whole thing. And that Jake guy's ukulele version of the track is wonderful. And that rolls into Happiness as a Warm Gun. As a fan of the Second Amendment, the irony of this song is not lost to me given the UK's stance on firearms. It's a weird song, but then again, most of the songs in this album are weird, which is why it's just such a hodgepodge of just different things coming together in ways they shouldn't. And this is another example. It's just so far out there, it wouldn't fit anywhere else, but it's just perfect on this album. Martha, My Dear feels like something the Kinks would have put on the Village Green Preservation Society, and it's just a wonderful teeny little song. And then Whenever I'm Tired, I'm So Tired is the song that comes to mind, because I'm so tired and I haven't slept a wink, and it just, you can just feel the weight of sleepiness on this poor guy as he's singing this song. And then Blackbird is just a beautiful guitar piece, reminds me of something Kansas would have done, and it just flows through the melody. It's a beautiful song. It's so well done. There was also some animated movie that this featured prominently in. I can't remember which one it was. Was it that terrible Baby Genius movie? I don't remember. There's an animated movie where this was featured prominently. Or maybe Mitchell's and the Machines. Something like that. Wonderful song. Start to finish. No complaints. Piggies. Yeah, let's all crap on the bourgeoisie. And it's a fun song. Can't complain. Rocky Raccoon's next. And it was, like I said, in like kindergarten through like 5th grade, this is my favorite song in the world. It was fun, it was an adventure, there was a shootout, it had Gideon's Bible. What more do you want from a song? It was just a great time. Don't Pass Me By, good song that don't have a lot of strong feelings about it. Why Don't We Do It in the Road, weird innuendo going on there, but still just a good blues song. I Will, solid track. Julia, solid track, but not strong feelings about those two. And then there's Birthday leading off on disc 2, and just a wonderful riotous opening. I still remember my brother playing this live at a park once for some sort of a concert. They were mostly a Led Zeppelin cover band at the time, but they had Birthday in there, and it was a fun time. Your Blues, nice little blues song. Mother Nature song, solid, not a lot to say about it. Everybody's Got Something to Hide except for Me and My Monkey, another song with weird innuendo going on, but it makes me smile. It's a goofy song. Sexy Sadie, another song where I tend to replace my wife, who's got more syllables in her name, so it doesn't quite flow when I sing it, but I still sing it anyways because it reminds me of my wife. There's a lot of things that remind me of my wife because she's awesome. Helter Skelter, one of the, shall we say, hardest Beatles songs. Feels like something the White Stripes would have put out. And it's about a roller coaster, if you didn't know that. And it's kind of weird that they wrote a song about a roller coaster, but then again, they also wrote a song about a circus poster, so you can't really be too surprised by that one. Long, Long, Long is nice, relaxing, chill. Which leads into Revolution number 1. It's just a solid anthem. What's the name? Something for the Soul do a cover of that song. It was a good song. I liked it a lot. Just good upbeat rock song. Honey Pie. There's another twangy song that sounds like it belongs in a saloon. Fun times, liked it. Savory Truffle, one of those we ate a lot of mushrooms and wrote a song about it. That's what that song feels like to me, but it's a good time. Cry Baby Cry, there's a nice little melancholy kind of vibe. Cry Baby Cry, da, 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 da. Yeah, good times. I like that song. And then Revolution number 9, the really weird track that I didn't really get it as a kid, and as an adult I appreciate the just random weirdness more. I guess when listening to it before I discovered things like Radiohead, I didn't really appreciate the weirdness, but now I do. And then just wrap it all up with Good Night, because it seems like an appropriate way to end the best album of all time. And there you have it, the best album of all time, number one. I don't know if I'll do another number one anytime soon. Maybe if these pick up and I start getting over 1,000 views a video regularly, I'll do another one of these, because currently I only have a handful of videos that are doing well. But unless you're in the Line of Duty 4, which just keeps performing for no explicable reason, but I'm not going to complain. So there you have it, greatest album of all time. And I may start putting the rankings of things up front. Let me know if you think that works or not. You all have a great day. Thank you for watching to the end, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.